Man, this is simple. How's it going, boys and girls? We are Blizak. We're back. And as you can tell by the title of this video, it's announcement time. Ladies and gentlemen, to those of you that don't know, and to those of you that haven't been following this channel for long, or if you are new, I was the founding member and creator of this shindig right here. That is the JBK Podcast, ladies and gents. The JBK Podcast. The JBK Podcast was something that I was the founder and creator for. Although it was under a different name back in its early days, as it was known as the Marlboros Podcast, which you can see the couple first episodes, maybe the first 3 episodes, up on my main channel. Just give it a search in the search bar, and I'll also put it down in the description for you. Yeah, the JBK Podcast has come to an end. To those of you that don't know, I took a step away from the podcast 9-10 months ago. My mental health was all over the place. Mentally, I wasn't great. And I had a new job. My YouTube channel was being more successful. And I was really pushing for that to reach monetization. And I was also beginning to become late to the podcast. As I had other things that I wanted to do. I wanted to work on music as well, and I wanted to lose a bit of weight. I've done all those things. I've been working on music. I've lost a little bit of weight. And I was looking to go back for the summer. But unfortunately, the other 3 boys have had enough. And they are stepping away from the podcast. Was I bothered? I would say I was a little bit annoyed that they didn't give me a heads up. I was like, it's just come out of nowhere. I go, guys, I'm still here. Hi. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And the boys, I could tell it was coming though. I could, because it was just simply, they had missed several episodes, and I was like, yeah, their heart's not in it anymore. Everything has a timestamp, and that's what happened with the boys with the podcast. And now they're doing their own business. They've made their own company, JBK Properties Cumbria Limited, I believe it is, something like that. I'll have to double check. But yeah. I was, like I said, I was a little bit hurt. I was a little bit, I was like, oh, it's a bit of a gut punch. But overall, I love the guys. They are my close friends, and I cherish them so much. Without them throughout the pandemic, I don't know what I would have done, because they actually were the ones that joined me on many live streams playing Call of Duty and a couple of other games. And that's in my early days of YouTube, when I would live stream content pretty much all the time. Every time I uploaded something, it was a live stream. Or every time I did something on YouTube, it was a live stream. There were barely any proper videos. And then eventually I kind of steered away from the live streams as much and started with actual content. And then there was a big surge of subscribers within the first 9 months of me doing YouTube. I reached 1,000 subscribers, and then I got to about 1.2k, then 1.3k, and that was around the time that I left the podcast, because I was stagnated on 1.3 for a fair while. It was at least 5-6 months, and the podcast was doing okay, and I just went, I need to push for that, because I'm halfway towards becoming monetized. I gotta push it. And so I started working heavily on the podcast more. Not on the podcast. I started working on the YouTube channel more than the podcast. The guys could tell that my heart wasn't 100% in the podcast anymore. It was mainly focused on my YouTube channel. But they could tell that I still cared for the podcast. I still loved the podcast, but my soul undivided attention most of all was my YouTube channel. Coming late to podcast episodes, etc., etc., making mistakes, and the guys were just like, what's going on? And I just went, I'm going to have to take a step away, I'm going to have to focus on my own shit, my head's not in the right place, I need to go focus on me and get the things that I want to get done. Now I'm close to 1.6 thousand subscribers, thanks to you, my minions. And yeah, like I said, the JBK podcast has come to an end, and something else is about to take its place. Ladies and gents, I'm honoured to announce that I am officially working on doing my own YouTube talk show. I am officially going to be looking into doing my own YouTube talk show, where it's going to be every Saturday night. It's going to be recorded videos to begin with, and hopefully, as we potentially grow the talk show, this was also the original idea for the podcast until I brought the other guys in and they wanted the podcast side of things more. And then as we started doing it more, I was like, yeah, I like this. Now I'm like, the guys have stepped away. My turn now. My original idea turn now. And so now I'm going all guns a-blazing and I'm coming for it all. Nice little plug. Nice little plug. Look. But yeah, we had to let go. I had to let go of the podcast. We all had to let go of the podcast. Now it's time to focus on something that I wanted to do from the get-go, and it's a talk show, a Saturday night, most likely a Saturday night talk show where we get together and just waffle. And we don't just waffle as well, we would eventually get a live audience where they get to interact with the guests as well as the host. They will get the chance to win money. They get the play games to get certain things or whatever. Like, the ideas I've got for it is mad, because essentially what I wanted to do was have basically, if I could do it right, I'm going to use these things here. So I'm about to put them in a bin. So that's the Graham Norton show. This one here is Impractical Jokers, and that is Ant and Deck Saturday Night Takeaway. What I wanted to do was take the best things from Impractical Jokers and the best things, in my opinion, of the Saturday Night Takeaway with Ant and Deck, and have the Graham Norton show, which is a talk show here in the UK, very popular one as well, and basically just, bring them all together as one. That's what I wanted to do, and luckily I'm now working towards that. I hate it when it comes towards the end of spring, because you always get ill, don't you? But we're looking up, we're looking towards the future, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the world has in store for me and what the world has in store for the Just Mo Show. So like I said, keep your eyes peeled, because the Just Mo Show is coming soon. It's coming soon. And better than that, because I'm extra nice, is the official theme for the talk show. I'm working on it. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. That's it for me today. Thank you ever so much. Minions, dissemble, subscribe, like, and comment if you're new. Get ready for the first ever YouTube talk show, the Just Mo Show. I'll see you next time. God bless, take care, and peace!